and gentlemen, welcome back to the program. I am your host, Kyle Lira. Welcome to Red Spotlight Entertainment number 25, Undroos. Today, yesterday, we all saw the most anticipated film of the year, without a doubt, Captain America: Civil War. It is the gathering of the century. You know, other than I don't think that any Marvel movie has been up the ante in terms of hype since the first Avengers. I would have to say a lot of things happened in Civil War. We have Iron Man and Captain America, and they have a dispute over a government concordance program called the Sokovia Accords, and Tony is all part of the government controlling the Avengers, and versus Steve Rogers trying to protect his BFF. Says no way, man. Otherwise my BFF will get the sling. But oh well, we'll get more into that later. With me today, I have the always Alexis Soto. How are you doing today?
So that's how my introduction's been reduced to always. By the way, this chair has a pillow, and it's amazingly comfortable. Hi guys. It's great to be part of this podcast. Can't wait to talk.
And then we have our local badger here. She needs no introduction. She's been in a lot of our past recordings. Alexis Moreno, how are you doing?
Hi. I'm good.
Yeah, and by the way, would you like to plug in anything? Would you like to no? Alright, so...
Are you sure about that? Okay. I'll do it for you. She's part of this thing called the Barely News Crew. Now, of course, I'm only kidding.
That's your channel.
Yeah.
I plug in your channel anyway.
Yeah.
Check them out on the BNC, everybody. I'll put the link below and all that good shit. Anyway, so without further ado, here is our regularly scheduled program.
Suit up. Team Cap.
Wow, this is awesome. Captain America.
Team Iron Man.
Want to see something cool?
On May 6th, whose team are you on?
We're still friends, right?
Depends on how hard you hit me.
Captain America: Civil War, rated PG-13.
Civil War. Guys, what did you think about Civil War?
Captain America: Civil War, to a large extent, is, I would say, what a lot of us were expecting it to be.
Yes.
I think it would vary depending on person to person, as I found it with myself and Peter. Whether you consider this more a Captain America movie, or an Avengers movie, or an Iron Man movie, or a mixture of all three. Hi, Whiskers. How are you doing? Is he interrogating the search and rescue?
Yes.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Toy Story reference, by the way. Although this Whiskers is a dog, not a cat. So while we excuse that. No, but I found this film to be just about everything that we wanted it to be. Should we just stop until he stops? I don't know why he's barking.
No, it's okay. Continue.
Okay. This, like all Marvel movies, really had a lot of great moments.
Yeah.
It had two action sequences. Not that all of them were great, but two action sequences in particular that I think really just raised the bar for all action movies, not just superhero movies, but action movies to follow. One was filled with so much comic book funness, you can't even begin to describe it, which we will. And another one was so emotionally driven, I had chills the entire time. This movie made me want to break down and cry several times. This movie also made me want to laugh and cry several times because of certain characters. It introduced new characters that we can't wait to see their own movies. this is a pinnacle for the MCU. This is a cornerstone, and honestly, this is about as good as Marvel gets, and this is pretty sensational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It was amazing. In one of the fight sequences, I had like the biggest grin on, and my eyes got watery because I was just so happy that everything was going on. And yeah, it was really, really good.
Everything was going according to plan?
Yes.
Everything is going according to plan. So you liked it?
Yeah.
I thought the movie was utter crap. I thought it was shit. No, I'm fucking with you guys. Of course I liked it. You know, I see. First off, I'm gonna. Guys, Spider-Man. He's now canon. The Secret Avengers are now canon. It's just everything that's going on within, the realm. I mean, first off, I like to discuss how brilliantly shot this film was. I mean, and I discussed this in the After Dark, but I think the movie looked like it leapt off the pages of a comic book. Because I looked at the way things are shot, like all the ways that it was shot, it looked like it was drawn first, and then they said, okay, we got to do that scene this way, and then they, so I really love the fact that for the first time, I felt like I was reading a comic book, but instead I was watching a film, and that kind of thing. Characters, I mean, we had a lot of characters change around this time. First off, let's talk about the dynamic between Tony and Steve this time around. Guys, when they were, it's a civil war of some sorts.
Are we going into spoilers or like not yet?
Not yet. We'll talk about, the dynamics between the characters first, and then we'll get deep into it.
What I really liked about it is that everything that every character went through, or everything that they said, like, it makes sense. Everything in the movie makes sense as to why things would happen the way they happened. So I thought that was like, it was just really well written, and it made the movie like a whole lot better.
It's because we have been with these characters for the better part of 8 years now. We know these characters already to a large extent, and to see them being thrown into this story, getting both of their sides and empathizing with both of them while still liking them both. The dynamic with Tony and Steve is one of the hearts of this movie, and where it goes and how, I guess I want to say, how violent they take it.
Yeah.
Really surprised me. And it needed to be. This was Civil War.
Yeah. It was. They took bits of every single MCU film to date, and they combined, all the story arcs. If it were up to me, I think that this would be the perfect wrap up to Phase 2. Going forward into Phase 3, because it just tied in every little loose end, every little thing from Phase 1 and 2. And they combine it together. So that's why I think that this is the perfect bookend. But it is Phase 3, right?
It's the beginning of Phase 3, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was a beginning for me. It's a bookend to Phase 2. So because first off, they were talking about the struggles that that Tony and Pepper have been going through, and they talked about the.
You can't really be saying.
He's already dropped several spoilers.
I think that what, fuck it, guys. Spoilers. You've been warned. Everybody dies. Everybody,
Yeah, there's no more Marvel movies.
There's no more Marvel movies.
It's over.
And it's up to Vision to resurrect them from the grave. No, I'm kidding. I can't talk and all that stuff because this was such a good movie. I have nothing to talk about. It is rare for me for this occasion to happen.
Right.
Well, it said at the beginning.
Yes.
Okay. The opening sequence.
Which
The opening action sequence
with Cap
with Captain America and the Avengers
when they're going after Crossbones.
Yeah. I thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't the highlight.
Of course
it wasn't,
not.
But I like that they made like Scarlet Witch the one to cause everything. to happen.
And her reaction,
Yeah.
like
Like, I
Wanda
thought that
in
was
this
a
movie
really
was
good, like,
great.
twist.
Just she was horrified.
I think
Yeah.
I give credence to Elizabeth Olsen for playing Wanda Maximoff, because the way that she was getting into this, she looked like she was like it was kind of like Ezra in Star Wars Rebels, and you had Kanan and all that stuff, because you had the more experienced people, and then you had Ezra, and they're trying to keep. They're trying to. I don't know. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes you
All right.
really reach.
Okay, because
you can grab something. I don't
because
know this.
Ezra is like the student and all that stuff, and it's just I liked how there were like subtle things like you need to learn how to not turn your head when you're talking to us, kind of thing. With Scarlet, you know what, guys? You guys talk. Never mind.
All right, the action throughout the movie was great. The thing is, that was a cool scene, right? The
Yeah.
whole sequence. But I think you can kind of count that as a negative, I guess. But the real candy in this movie is toward like the end, right? The second and third act. That by the time you're trying to collect your thoughts, you almost kind of forget about the things in the beginning.
Yeah, true.
But we gotta hand it over to the Russo brothers, who directed this movie. They know how to do action. Like the action that you see in The Winter Soldier and in Civil War is special to those movies that you don't get in any of the other ones. And I think throughout you really get a sense as to just how great they're doing that.
Yeah.
And also how great Infinity War is gonna be with these two directing it.
My favorite thing about the beginning is Black Widow, her fighting.
Oh yeah,
She's great.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I agree.
And then, after that, what was after that? Was it Tony?
It was the MIT speech that he was giving.
Okay, can I just say that CGI Robert Downey Jr. looks so much like young Robert Downey Jr.
It looked amazing. It looked amazing.
Yeah.
It looked like Chaplin era
Yeah.
Robert. I
He's supposed to be 18, right?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
In
He was
that
like-
scene.
because he's studying abroad.
Yeah.
And instead of actually
Also,
quote unquote
sorry.
quote unquote studying, and that's why his dad is all pissed off with him.
Can I just say that Tony Stark from the beginning looked so tired in this movie. He just looks so tired and so like, he doesn't know what to do. Obviously he's like upset because of everything that's going on in his life.
Because he broke Sokovia.
Yeah, and like you said, like things with Pepper and stuff. But he also just looks so tired.
The thing is, it's getting to him. It's gotten to him at this point. Through 3 Iron Man movies and 2 Avengers movies, it takes a toll. And that's like, what's heavily implied is that he and Pepper are kind of no longer a thing because he's spent far too much time with the Avengers, trying to take down Hydra with Ultron and then all this crap that's happening. It's all happening one after the other. There's no time for a relationship.
Because at the beginning of Age of Ultron, you had him, he was already, he was deep into some sort of mission. So I would imagine that he's been doing this, going off, finding Baron von Strucker for a while, So that alone, and plus all the events and all that, and he feels like shit after breaking Sokovia. So,
It's not just breaking Sokovia. It's just the everything all adding up together, but it really just seals how he is. He really is alone.
It's kind of like a testament that he's the only person who has seen the outside world. When he and the end of Avengers, when he sent that nuke up to the hole, and he saw the wider universe, and he's the only person to see, that dude, if something out there, comes, that's way bigger than this, hint, Infinity War.
Oh man.
He's paranoid. You could see the paranoia striking with him, and that's really affecting him. So yeah, and the fact that he has a black eye
throughout the whole movie,
throughout almost the entire movie, it's like kind of like a nail in the coffin kind of thing. Like this is he's subdued, and I really love that, and how Robert Downey Jr. plays this tired hero.
He was so good in this movie.
Oh my God! Can we just? Oh God! It really just, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
Playing a great character. And what they do with Tony is that they always give you something new in every single movie he's in. And a lot of scenes, he stole this movie. Like, as the movie goes on, the more pissed he gets.
Yeah.
The more just
like when
frustrated.
he yelled at Captain America, he's like, "Can you just stand behind this?"
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Like, I felt that way talking to him sometimes, and he's felt that way talking to me sometimes. We can relate to that. It's just like, okay, just shut up and listen. Hi, Kyle.
Hi. When he said that line, sometimes I want to punch you through your perfect teeth. Just that alone, just hearing him say that with such conviction is incredible. Just hearing him, the way that he's, giving off this commanding presence. It's like a cat with its with its back hunched over, just like, just one little thing will set me off. So please choose your words wisely, kind of thing. And at the end, between Bucky, Steve, and Tony, when they're going at it, especially with the personal stakes at hand, it just makes it that much more precious.
Not only precious, but just more emotionally impactful. You cannot understate how amazing that scene was, and how devastating it was to see his parents get murdered by the man who was trying by the man who Captain America is trying to defend.
Yeah. What do we think about Chris Evans this time around as Cap? He's Cap.
I mean, there wasn't. It might have been a Captain America movie, but like he didn't really like
pop.
Yeah, and he didn't really like develop anything new with his character. He was just the same guy throughout.
I could see that.
He was really good.
Yeah,
like, I'm not saying
he was really good regardless.
Yeah,
but it's just the fact that that he was Captain America.
Yeah, and this is a Captain America movie, and it's like he just stayed the same. I thought he was a little douchey at the end, but okay. With the shield.
Yeah. And then the reason why I'm Team Iron Man, and the final verdict of the film, is because is that okay? I get you on all that stuff. I was on Cap's side until the fact that he knew that Bucky killed Tony's parents and didn't tell him. So. And like you said, that was very hypocritical of him to, do that, especially because in Age of Ultron, he was like, "Oh, don't keep secrets from us, Tony. That's very bad," and all that stuff. So that's very, and somebody who's supposed to be like, flawless.
Yeah.
That's a pretty down move on him. So I think that at the end of it all, I am Team Iron Man because Cap, I want to root for you. I really do.
It's not about Iron Man or Cap. It's about the bigger issue. And from what I saw in this movie, I have no faith in the UN having actual any kind of knowledge as to how to keep these people in check. I mean, forget about keeping them in check, but knowing how to do these things. You saw Wanda being
But you know
in
what?
a straitjacket.
But you know
How
what?
is that? How can you agree with something that is so ludicrous? These are the people that saved you. Time and time again, you put them in a freaking straitjacket just because they have a difference of opinion?
Yeah.
I don't agree with
the whole
that.
like Hawkeye
Yes.
thing, like his little speech. You're like, yeah. Like
Yeah, this accomplished nothing. In fact, it just destroyed the Avengers team irreparably so. So, I mean, I get the want.
And then you see Thanos up there somewhere,
Yes.
twirling his mustache.
Yes, but the thing is, I understand, I guess, there's a cause for the government to kind of be control, but that's kind of it. They have no fucking clue. They shouldn't be in control. That's what Cap was saying the whole time. It's like, and then there's always an agenda. Governments have agendas. What happened with S.H.I.E.L.D.? Oh, Hydra took over it without anybody even taking notice.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
his
they
whole point.
clearly don't know how to control these people because
Exactly.
Captain America single-handedly like destroyed the
And
jail.
then you had Thunderbolt Ross saying to Tony Stark, who Tony is the biggest proponent, saying, "You're lucky you're not in a cell too."
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just I can't support that anymore. I am generally for regulation and oversight and of the government, but the Avengers is different. I mean, come on. I just even Tony was disgusted by how his friends were
Yeah,
muzzled
yeah.
in that prison.
Oh, the shot that put a nail in the coffin was when Tony said, "Really?" When he saw Wanda Maximoff, tied down and all that stuff.
In a straitjacket.
Yeah. And the way that she looked in the final shot with her, it's just the defeated look that she has. She's like, I could, bust out of here,
But I won't.
but I will make things worse.
yeah.
So
I don't.
what do we think? Speaking of Scarlet Witch, what do we think of Vision and
I don't care.
It was funny. I thought it was cute. I liked this one better than Black Widow and the Hulk.
Yeah. It's funny the way that he said it. He's like, I want the world to see you like how I see you, and just that was you're
but
in,
you
man.
realize he was just trying to keep her there
Yeah.
the entire time.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that he doesn't.
Of course, yeah, I get
Yeah.
that, but he still lied to her. So, I mean,
Do you have to crush my ships at every waking turn?
well, you want me to real crush it? You know he's gonna die. He has an Infinity Stone.
Thank you for
have to
that.
kill
I
Vision
mean,
to get
it's
the
kind
stone.
of known.
I mean, it's gonna end in disaster. In fact, the way this movie ends, there's no real shit between those two anymore.
Oh, his face at the end, like, he just looks so devastated by what he did to.
War Machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, oh shit, what did I do? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love how he's like a little baby in this world, because he literally is a
Yeah.
baby. He was literally just born yesterday.
He goes through walls.
Yeah.
But I love this innocent childlike, quality with Vision. I think Paul Bettany as Vision is spectacular.
His makeup was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Let's go to Wakanda and talk about the prince, now known as King of Wakanda, T'Chaka. Black Panther, guys.
He was great.
I think the costume was
No.
fantastic.
His fighting.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I have never seen fighting like that. It looked
was
like
so good.
it looked very jujitsu mixed with,
He went toe to toe with the Winter Soldier.
yeah,
And
and
he kicked ass in the Winter Soldier.
okay. So I think that I want to see Black Panther movie now. I want to see it
I've
so bad.
always wanted to see one. He was so good, and like his like story arc.
With his,
I thought his story arc was kind of like the lesser one, like one of my least favorites. But like character wise, I thought he was really really good.
Mm-hmm.
and the acting from Chadwick Boseman was
Yeah, it was
incredible.
good. But I didn't like the whole "I'll kill him" and blah blah blah. And then at the end, he's like, "Okay,
Okay, we're
fine."
buddies.
Yeah,
It's like
I
another
thought-
movie we
It
know.
was so weird.
It's like another movie we know. Like all of a sudden they're best friends. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So,
Just for the record, I didn't bother going there. So.
how about the web slinger from Queens?
Oh my god,
Tom Holland, man.
I was so happy.
Me
I
too.
was so
Me
happy.
too. When he said, "I think I know a guy,"
Yes.
and then all of a sudden it said Queens, and there's only, you know what's
clapped.
cool
You immediately
is
clapped.
that there's only one.
No, as soon as he said, "I think I might know someone."
No,
Done.
and then when it's just the fact that I was like, it's Spider-Man, right? And then all of a sudden it said Queens, and there's only one person in the Marvel universe that lives in Queens, New York, and that's Peter Parker. It's just all that stuff, and you have the ridiculously attractive Aunt May for some
People
reason.
are shooting at May and Tony Stark.
Hey, they're the same age. Around.
That's funny.
And Pepper and him aren't doing so well. Why not?
And I like how he like acknowledges it too. It's funny.
What, that she's
Yeah.
ridiculously attractive? Yeah. I love the little nod to the 70s movie Spider-Man where the mask
Yeah.
has little goggles
Yeah.
in it. I love that little nod and all that stuff. Tom Holland as Peter Parker. What did we think about him?
Perfection.
Best Spider-Man.
Perfection.
And you haven't even seen the other.
Everything you've told me about that character, I saw it on screen last night, and that's without even seeing a full Spider-Man movie.
There was during the airport sequence, which we'll get to in a bit. When he was going against Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then he kept on Spider-Man kept on talking, and then Falcon was like, I don't know if you've been in a fight before, but there's usually not this much talking, And,
No, just even him just as Peter Parker. It was great. Like when he's
Yeah.
like, "I can't go. I have homework."
and then,
What?
And then Tony rolled his eyes. He's
Yeah,
like,
I'm just gonna
bullshit.
pretend.
Come on, you want to.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, because first off, I really love the chemistry between Robert and Tom in
Yes.
the movie, and
Can't wait for Homecoming.
and it's cool that he's gonna be in Homecoming.
By the
too.
way, how I wonder if this was at all discussed, but it's weird how Zemo, when he gets the journal that is supposed to, I guess,
yeah, and then
reboot
one of the
Winter
trigger
Soldier.
words was Homecoming.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, right. They
Yeah.
kept announcing it, or like they kept saying that
Yeah,
word.
it's part of the trigger words too. It's like
Is
weird.
that gonna tie in somehow with Spider-Man?
I don't know. I
No.
feel like it was just like a little like nod to it.
But that was
Wait.
that was made before. This movie was done before the name was given to Spider-Man.
Are you Marvel is notorious for holding information?
Well, okay, what were you gonna say?
Years
No,
in
keep
advance.
going. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
Can I?
Let's go. What?
No, go. Just go.
Let's go into what is probably one of the most talked about.
Okay, no, before that, can you talk about Peggy?
Oh my God. Me and him. No, what? I fucking cried. And I'm like this. I'm crying. This is ridiculous. I guess we won't see Haley Atwell unless she's in like a cameo or anything.
Yeah.
But her story arc is now done. And that makes me sad.
Yeah.
And
Don't go to me. Don't go to me.
Yeah, I want to go to you.
Don't-
what did you think about it, Mister? Oh, I love Peggy.
I got a message.
Okay, yeah, and then
Convenience.
did you guys? I don't know if it was like a nod to Agent Carter, But when Bucky and Steve were talking, and they were like talking about like some date that Bucky had gone on, and he was like, "Oh, that redhead, what, Dolores or something? I call her Dot. Is that Dottie?"
No, I don't think it's Dottie.
I feel like it is.
But this was before Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Did
I
she
mean,
know
she still
Dottie?
existed before.
Yeah, but did Dottie and Peggy know each other before Agent Carter?
No.
This is a Marvel universe. It's relatively small.
I don't know.
I feel like I want to believe that it was.
Personal
yeah.
headcanon.
Yeah.
Well, look, that whole thing, I saw it coming a mile away. Because when there was talk of a funeral scene, and there was...
When it said she died in her sleep, I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck!
Yeah.
Fuck!
Everybody who I was with was like, who? And I was like, oh god, oh god. And they saw
And
it and
then
like,
the only person, and then it would be, and because of the fact that, it was only Steve who got the message,
yeah.
that was pretty sad. And just and they they just freaking hammered it on the head, it just showed Haley Atwell's picture there, and just, making me, make the waterworks go down, and then
No, look, what did it for me was, and this is a beautiful shot, the camera work, the lighting, and then also Chris Evans. I didn't need to hear anything. All I had to do was
see Steve Rogers carry down her coffin.
no, not that.
His face when
His
he went down the
face.
stairs.
No, just
Oh.
his face, his eyes, the torture that you saw in that eyes, just the sadness that you saw there.
It's the one that got away. Sorry.
You completely ruined the moment. No, it's one of those things that when you see, you just want to cry instantly, because it's sad,
Yeah.
that's his first love, and that's
His only love.
yeah.
Oh well.
The-
Until later.
Oh, yeah.
That was the love.
Dude, I don't like that.
What, you didn't like
It's
that?
so creepy. It's
Why?
so
Is it 'cause he's,
weird.
like,
It
so-
makes me think of incest.
That's not incest.
I know, but I find it so weird.
They're of no blood relation or
I
anything
know,
like that.
but like you dated my aunt who just died. Like what?
Well, if you think about it,
Okay, we never technically dated.
in Once Upon a Time, remember Hook?
Okay, but that's once
Hook,
upon a time.
Okay, Hook was with Bellfire's mom at first, and then went to Emma. I mean, and then Emma's. So technically
So good thing
speaking,
that show's canceled, right? Okay, moving on. Because this is actual stuff that matters, not Once Upon a Time, which is dead. What were we talking about? Yeah, the whole Sharon, the Sharon Carter thing. I get what you're saying, Alexis. Because honestly, I'm happy for Steve because he finally gets to have somebody.
just saying, everybody. I mean,
But
with
it's like I kind of feel it's unfair to Peggy because he was hers, and then
Yeah,
what,
I don't know.
your
It's
fucking niece gets the.
just
Okay,
weird because it's like
Hook is technically
Fuck Hook. Continue.
Hook is technically Emma's
I don't care
father-in-law.
about Hook or Emma. They can die for all I care.
So
Go.
that's kind of weird
Alexis.
and all that stuff.
Go.
but their kissing scene was funny.
Oh, with the approval of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
the
whole
best
scene,
friend.
that whole scene was so funny because it just made me think of myself because I have a car like that. So.
He's like, can you move? Can you literally have a car
Yeah.
like that? He's like, can you move your seat? Can you move your seat up,
I
please?
hate you.
I love the. I think that they're amazing just together as like a bromance kind
Yeah.
of thing, I love how they got a lot of screen time together.
Yeah.
That was cool. It's like the two besties, and I don't know. I found it really cool. What else?
Or the scene where they like capture Bucky and he like asks him like, "Oh, is it Bucky or whatever?" And he says something, and then Falcon is just like, "That's it? That's all it takes to like see if it was actually him.
Your mom's name was
Yeah.
Sarah. When that happened, you want to go ahead?
And then I was like, your mom's name is Sarah, and I'm like, that's Martha. And I got the entire back row to laugh.
They were
God.
laughing at it. It was funny. That one time it was funny. The second time, fuck you and go to hell.
Okay,
you ruined the dramatic moment.
Because when Iron Man was like, went to Bucky, he was like, I'm sorry, man, I didn't do it. And then all of a sudden, I don't care, you killed my mom. And I'm like, it's Martha. And then he looked at me with the most disgusted face. Like, I've never seen his face
It's
that
like,
disgusted
you need to
before.
understand what control means. There are moments to let that out. That's not a moment to let it out.
Kind of was.
No, it wasn't.
Kind of was. Maybe a little. Just a little.
Okay, now we can talk about the fight scene.
So, first off, the airport sequence.
Ant-Man.
Scott Lang.
What I want to get everyone's opinion is, what do we think of
He freaking grew, man. He freaking grew. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Just the way that he was like, I've never done this before. And I'm like this, oh shit, they're not gonna. And then all of a sudden, they literally blew him up, you know. And I anyway, Alexis, what did you think?
Oh, that's nice. Saw one of my friends on Facebook, a status update. Pretty sure the coffee shop I'm at is playing the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
Nah.
That's pretty fun, which is a great soundtrack. Ant-Man was a great inclusion in this movie. First of all, I think we're all big fans of the movie, and we all had a good time with it. It was a great, fun movie. And everything... The beauty of this movie is they found a way to give everybody their moment. And Ant-Man had plenty of moments.
Yes.
I'm convinced, even though apparently you guys all missed it, that when Hawkeye fired Ant-Man into Iron Man's suit, that Ant-Man was pulling that from Finding Nemo. Hi, it's your conscience. We haven't spoken in a while. He's saying that as he's like short-circuiting Tony's suit, and it's like, I'm like, am I the only one that caught that? I don't know. It just the way he said it sounded like Dory said in the actual movie Finding Nemo. So I don't know what was going through my head when I heard that, but that was funny. But I think
so funny.
when you're Shield, Captain America, he's just so starstruck by the whole situation. I love that. Yeah. And of course,
Of course, you know, the MVP of the whole entire airport sequence, and probably one of the main reasons why it exists is to see Spider-Man in action.
And that's where the whole Ant-Man and Spider-Man thing coincide. When Ant-Man goes to Giant Man, and then Spider-Man's like, holy shit!
And he's like, I like the part where he's like crawling on his head, and he's like, get away! And like, like a little like bug gesture.
Yeah.
It's cool. We have an ant and a spider.
Yeah.
I think it was cool.
And then The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, he was like, remember?
It was great.
Have you seen an old movie called Empire Strikes Back? He's like, how old is this kid? And he's like, guys, I'm really trying to impress Tony. No, wait. The part where that was really funny is when they first come charging at each other. You know, Team Iron Man, Team all that stuff. And then when you see Spider-Man, he's like, they're not stopping, guys. I can't wait for Homecoming. This movie sealed the deal. I can't wait. I'm gonna buy a ticket. Hell, let's do a private screening. Spider-Man Homecoming.
I wanted to say this. I wanted to get everyone's thoughts on Black Widow and the turn I guess she made.
She was kind of there.
She was more in it than what you remember it. There's a lot of things. The thing is, look, I want to get what you thought on, because initially she's with Iron Man, right? She's totally Team Iron Man because she's of that philosophy. But we know because of Winter Soldier that she has a much more personal friendship with Steve. Yeah. And I'm like, I knew she was going to come through at the end to be for Steve. What do you think of that turn when she was like turning her gun on her own team?
You could totally see it from the beginning.
Yeah. Because she's the only one that showed up to the funeral aside from Falcon.
Yeah.
And she cares for him.
Yeah.
And it's like, here I got more of a brother-sister bond.
I feel hurt, like, who was the one? Nobody really was, like, on a like neutral ground. I feel like she was the one that was most like that, even though she was on Captain America.
She was the most neutral out of all the ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I liked what.
And
they
even
did
in
with
that
her.
moment when they're discussing it, when she says that she agrees with Tony, like Falcon and Steve kind of look at her like, "Are
What?
you serious?" Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
just like, "There you go, girl. You made me proud."
Yeah.
Like,
And what's it called? The whole thing with Vision and War Machine. That was heartbreaking.
That was.
I honestly didn't.
It's like the look that Vision gave was like a dog that accidentally shit on your carpet,
Yeah.
and then the
But
way
I-
that
I didn't like when Tony like blamed him, like, what were you doing, and like things like that. He was like, I got distracted. Like, oh, that broke my heart for both of them. But like at the same time, I thought it was kind of mean that he blamed him.
and I guess he was bewitched or something. Anyway, so what else about the airport sequence?
There's just so many. We have
I
to
think
see it again.
I love how the choreography. I thought it was just gonna be a clusterfuck, but no,
Honestly,
everybody had their moments.
It should have been one. I mean, if you read that on paper, how on earth is this going to work on screen? All of these characters like fighting.
I feel like they just kind of came up with things on the spot.
You know what? If that were the case, then they know their shit. That if they did improvise it, because honestly, it's just incredible. That whole sequence, boom, 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 boom. It just gives you something extra. It's incredible. It's amazing. Like that part of the movie you can watch. I don't know how many times over again.
Yes. I don't. My favorites were Spider-Man and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Just because Ant-Man looked like he was having so much fun.
Yeah, but
And like just like not showing off, but just like showing people what he could do.
They're
so people won't think he's lame anymore.
It was funny. Our crowd, when he's like, we had to give him a bunch of doses of coffee, but I think he'll do. When they open up when Hawkeye opened up the van, and then all of a sudden, when he was like, where am I? And woke up like that, everybody clapped.
Yeah.
When they saw Scott Lang,
Yeah.
so I think that he has definitely earned his, position in the Marvel greatness.
And I'm also excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp now. Now with the whole Giant Man thing put in there, I'm looking forward to all of these movies.
So did he hitch it with Steve, and he's now hiding out in Wakanda?
To tell you the truth,
That was at the way end though.
that is open-ended. I have no idea what happens. I either they're underground with Steve or they just went back into hiding. I don't know. I can't tell you. Like, you're asking me, where does he go? Where does Hawkeye go? Where does Scarlet Witch go? Who the hell even knows? All I know is at the end of this movie, there is no more Avengers. And it's just sad to see. One of the saddest things to see is, and I didn't realize it until I said it out of my own mouth a couple of minutes ago, but it's like, it's really how sad Tony is even more alone at the end of the movie than he is at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, but I really want to get to what I consider to be the highlight of the movie is the fight sequence between Cap, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man.
Yeah, that was an
Please,
incredible
take it away.
fight sequence. I mean, other than my stupid Batman v Superman joke, I thought it was an incredibly engaging scene. I mean, just looking
Emotional. I had chills the whole time watching that.
Just looking at what the emotional stake. I mean, because there was footage and it kept on playing throughout.
Did you guys like pick it up, or was it just like a surprise?
No, I picked it up. Like I knew,
Well, I knew before the movie because I watched The Winter Soldier several times, and it's like it's pretty clear that Steve knows, and I
didn't.
well.
And even in the comic books, it alludes to Bucky and Howard Stark and all that stuff.
I just didn't think they were going to show his parents getting killed.
That was very
in
Daredevil-esque.
cold blood. It's like
The way that he was picking up Howard Stark's head and slamming it to the
Oh my
car
God.
door, and the way that he was like choking his mom and all that stuff.
So heartbreaking.
I think the sequence that I was like, was like, damn, was when Friday was, giving him the reports about, his suit and all this stuff, and how, largely Steve was doing some damage to Tony, and it just, and the fact that, that Tony is, just a suit kind of thing with a big heart kind of thing, it's like, it makes him feel really secluded, because without that suit, he can't stand up against Steve, and just how seriously unmatched, and his suit was already broken to begin with.
But it's just like it really, you thought that scene was engaging enough, but it really kicked things into a whole new level when Iron Man TKO'd Winter Soldier by cutting taking his arm out, and then it was just Iron Man and Captain America going full on each other, and you're convinced, even though you knew it was not going to happen, because they're like the two main people of this universe so far, they're killing each other. And when Cap is giving the final blow, I want to say this before you interject. I want to say this before you interject, okay? When Cap is giving the final blow, and when he's using his shield, it looks like he's going to freaking cut off his head or something.
Yes.
Like he's going to fucking kill him. But the look in his face, and it's like, he can't bring himself to do it because he knows it's not the right thing to do. He just stops him, and then
because he understands why he's doing that.
And then when Tony says, "My father made that shield. You don't deserve to have that," and then he just leaves it there.
He'll probably just make another one in Wakanda.
Duh.
Yeah,
that's what happened, I think. Right?
I don't know. I mean, he's gonna have a shield, but I'm just saying that for me took all of these movies to a whole new level and a whole new sense of respect. Like it's just so masterful how they took all of those movies, put them into this, and just how great it is. Go ahead.
I honestly forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
shit.
It happens.
What, shit?
Yes.
That sounds like it should be on a bumper sticker or something.
It's actually a song.
Something like that. Shit happens?
Yeah, country music song.
Oh my god.
So anything else before we get into news?
Should we bother box office? What do we think it's going to make? Supposedly it's trailing just barely behind Age of Ultron. Domestic wise.
I think it's going to make its money back twice over.
Opening weekend, figure.
200, probably.
It's got to be 200, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
200.
Okay.
I think that would be 200 to 250.
Okay.
Easily.
Well, anyway, I love the movie.
Anyway, so you know what time it is.
What's happening, hot stuff?
All right, welcome to What's Happening Hot Stuff. A lot of things happened. First off, let's in the world of the British Empire, Pearl Mackie was announced as the new companion traveling with Peter Capaldi in Doctor Who, which we won't see until 2017, like how they teased. I can't wait. I feel a very Ace Donna vibe from her, and I can't wait to see what she has in store. Alexis Soto. Since Alexis Moreno doesn't watch Doctor Who, Alexis Soto, what do you think about?
I don't care.
Okay, moving on.
It's nice that we have a companion, but I'm not gonna bother getting invested until they give me the season. I'm just like, okay, you're not gonna give me a show for a whole year. Okay, fine. But whatever news you give me, I don't care.
Okay.
What? Don't you care?
So if it leads to a fantastic season, yes. I don't give a shit.
Okay, fine.
Did
I piss him off?
So we are no longer getting an Inhumans movie, as far as we know.
For the moment, you know.
It's been bumped off the thing, but come on, guys. I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of already the Inhumans movie, kind of sorta. So if it
doesn't happen, no big whoop. I really feel that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has really taken on this Inhumans thing by the bull of the horns. You know what I mean? They even delve into the origins. Like there's Krees, like actual alien Krees on the show now. Spoilers.
Thank you. We talked about it a little earlier in the show, but Robert Downey Jr. was confirmed for Spider-Man: Homecoming, which is the title to the official MCU Spider-Man film.
Can I just say, the more we say Spider-Man: Homecoming, the better it sounds to my ear. I guess we're just getting used to it, and having RDJ in this, yes. Can we just see this tomorrow?
Yes.
I just want to see it.
Okay. Speaking of Marvel news, X-Men Apocalypse trailer was released with a little tease that Logan will be coming back, and how it was announced that Luke Evans basically said that Quicksilver's father was Magneto, and all that stuff. Have you guys seen it, and do you want to see X-Men Apocalypse?
Of course.
X-Men Apocalypse. I have no doubt it's going to be very successful with the fans that have seen these movies. I haven't seen any X-Men movies, so I have barely anything to give you on this. But it looks like a really good movie. The trailers look promising. I'm really curious to see. Is it amping it up toward having Mystique be the main character of this movie?
It's looking like she's going to be like the new Wolverine.
It's really interesting
figure.
where they're taking these movies. It's going to be successful. I'm just wondering if it's going to be hindered this time, I guess, box office wise, because this is a movie that it's been getting very little coverage. I've hardly heard anything about this movie. Like, I've heard more from Independence Day Resurgence than I've heard for X-Men Apocalypse. And isn't it? It's coming out in 2 weeks?
Oh my god, is it
Memorial Weekend? Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. More Marvel news, because we haven't talked about Marvel enough here. But it seems to be, it was the prime, it's prime real estate right now. Charlie Cox announced that Defenders will be filming on later on this year.
Yay? Yeah.
Yay?
Yeah.
Yay?
It's coming out next year, right, Defenders?
Yeah.
Yeah, then yes.
All right.
I mean, I'll just say this. The only negative about having that is that we're not going to get Daredevil until like 2 years from now.
True.
That's it. But
if it kicks ass, then we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But at least he's gonna come out. So.
Yes, and the showrunners of Daredevil are going to be primarily in charge of Defenders.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
yeah.
And
we get who?
Doctor Strange?
No, Punisher.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Punisher is getting a new is getting his own I think it would be a 6-episode.
I'm not sure what it would be. I don't know, but
because what I read, it was a 6 episode thing.
Whatever it is, I feel it's warranted. Frank Castle's an amazing character.
I think John Bernthal is happy.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Defenders, one of the original members, but I hardly doubt that he's going to be in it. Doctor Strange, the trailer was released.
How much Marvel news happened since the last podcast? This is weird.
There's a lot.
The trailer was good, and honestly, it was a lot better watching it in the big screen. Like,
yeah,
I love the visuals of that movie. So yeah, I'm good, and I love the voice that Benedict created for this character, because in most all of his roles that I've seen him in, it's kind of the same kind of approach he takes with the character. But I'm just glad that this seems to be different. And if you watch Sherlock, how cool it is! I know you were.
And it would be cool because Martin Freeman did play Dr. Emmett in a Civil War. So it would be cool to see Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch kind of like have one scene together.
They're in the same universe.
Kind of have one scene together as like a kind of nod to their Sherlock.
Is Martin Freeman going to be in Black Panther?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gotta.
Yeah.
He's gotta. Now let's go to space, and we have confirmed that Han Solo will be played by Alden Third Reich.
Ehrenreich.
Oh my god.
Ehrenreich.
And
not Third Reich. Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich?
Ehrenreich or Ehrenreich?
Ehrenreich.
It's better than. I don't know. It's just
Alden Third Reich.
I keep thinking Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3 because Alden Aldrich.
I'll call him Alden Third Reich.
It's weird because
It is very weird. He
look,
he looks almost nothing like who is it? Harrison Ford.
Who is it? What the hell, Kyle? You're out of it.
I am sorry. I've been moving in house this entire week.
And I vlogged it in case you want to go on Facebook.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Pretty funny videos on Alexis the Great or Alexis have you
I guess.
No,
I guess he'll be a.
I see why they're doing a Han Solo movie.
Is it going to be pre-episode 4?
No, it's going to be post.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's going to be pre.
Fuck
It
you.
has to be pre. But the thing is, I see Han Solo is a popular character. They're going to do a movie on it. I would prefer not to have a Han Solo movie because for me, it's always going to be Harrison Ford, nobody else. Yeah. Especially in live action. But it certainly. I look forward to it because it has Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote Force Awakens, Jedi, and Empire, and it has Lord and Miller, who have done Lego Movie, Cloudy with a Chance, 21 Jump Street. They have a good team, and of course, I mean, it's Lucasfilm. I have confidence in what they're doing.
Yeah,
they have a great team. I'll look forward to it, and you know what? It's not. It's for me. It's always going to be Harrison, nobody else. But I can buy into him. I can see him being a Han Solo. So. But we have to wait and see, obviously, for the first trailer.
Yeah, which I want to see.
And he's fairly unknown.
By the way, we didn't talk about this in the last podcast because so much movie shit happened. Like, what the hell?
The Avatar 4 sequels?
No. The Rogue One trailer.
It was so cool seeing it.
Yeah, in the big screen.
We didn't talk about that?
No.
No? It was great seeing it in the big screen.
Yeah, it was.
It's a really great trailer. I love the blend of the classic Star Wars, the great of visuals that we're seeing in that trailer, and then some new weird things that are popping in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be such a good movie.
Can you talk about Avatar and the 4 sequels?
No.
Come on.
No.
4 sequels.
That's not canon.
Did you hear about that? That instead of it being 3, James Cameron is going to make 4 movies back to back to Avatar.
Oh my god, your face. Okay. Your face.
Why?
The way that you
I'm putting a
look.
camera in here and recording this. You didn't know about that?
Why? I knew he was making a sequel.
He was making 3 initially. Now he's making 4. He's making 4 at the same time.
This is funny. I love.
Why? I don't. What?
You look so confused.
I hate that movie
Wow.
so much. Okay. Move on.
So anyway, guys, I think that pretty much wraps up our episode here. I'm Kyle, and joined with me today is Alexis Soto and Alexis Moreno. Check out Alexis Soto at Barely News Crew, and check out. Come on, it's a good channel. It's a great channel, Alexis.
What? I don't know what that means.
Yes or no?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever you want.
Go ahead.
All right, go and check out Alexis Moreno at her brand spanking new channel called More Nonsense. Check out all the nonsense over there. I have to say it's pretty darn good myself. But oh well. I am Kyle Lira, and to finish you off, here's a little montage of Civil War. Check you guys out later. Bye.
This job, we try to save as many people as we can. Sometimes that doesn't mean everybody. But you don't give up.
New York. Washington, D.C. Sokovia.
Okay, that's enough.
Captain People are afraid.
That's why I'm here. We need to be put in check. Whatever form that takes, I'm game. I'm sorry, Tony.
If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
I know we're not perfect. But the safest hands are still our own.
I was wrong about you. The whole world was wrong about you. They're coming for you.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony.
You just started a war. Stay down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
All right, I've run out of patience. Undroos!
Hey, everyone.